Hey, it's Gabe, and this is part 2 of my introduction to lead guitar playing. So we are going to talk about hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides for this one, so get tuned up. So if you recall from last lesson, we were talking about the A minor pentatonic scale. So just to refresh your memory, or you should go back and check out the other video, is put your first finger on the 5th fret on the 6th string, and we're going to go 1, 4, on the next string, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, and then 1, 4 again. So instead of picking every note, instead of, right, that kind of a thing, is that you're going to pick half of the notes. So you're going to pick the first finger's note, and then you're going to slam the second finger, either the pinky or the third finger, whatever that second finger is going to be on the scale, into the string. So here's what that's going to sound like. So you're going to pick first finger, slamming the pinky. Notice my pick hand is not doing anything for that. So we got picking, not doing anything, slamming the pinky into the string. So I'm going to do that all the way across the scale using whatever the second finger is going to be. So it's going to be first pinky here, first, third slamming, third, pinky, pinky. So here's the whole thing. Notice that my volume is pretty even all the way through, so that's kind of what you want to go for, is just nice even dynamics. You don't want the picking to be louder or the hammering to be louder or softer or whatever it's going to be. So if you come in the opposite direction, this is what's called a pull-off. So right now I'm going to set up the pinky, I'm going to pick that note, and then I'm going to pull, notice this hand, pick hand, not doing anything, away, and you now hear the first finger's notes. So let me do that again. Here it is, picking, not doing anything, high, and then pulling away. So if we do that all the way through, right, and here's the whole thing without me talking. So I'm going to go all the way across and then come back down. Hammer-ons coming this way, pull-offs coming this way. Okay, so you can start to mix and match these. You might do a hammer pull-off. Or the opposite. Do that again. All right, next one. All right, maybe you do a double. Maybe you just keep doing it over and over. It's a good way to build strength in your hands. Okay, you can do it on every string if you want to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a backing track and just kind of show you how this works in context. So I'm not going to pick every note, so I'm going to try and do some hammer-ons and pull-offs. So here is the track. So it's just a groove in A minor. So there's a pull-off. Hammer, lots of pull-offs, some hammers, hammer on pull-off, hammer, since they're all hammers, I'm just doing them kind of short. Pull-offs, you can do the same thing. So you can make them any duration that you want to, and again, just hear that it's different from picking it. So the picking's a little harsher. Here's the same thing. So that's with the hammer-ons and pull-offs. It sounds a little smoother, which is what you want to kind of go for. All right, so let me stop the track. And let's get into slides. So slides are another way to make things sound really smooth. So instead of picking both the notes, what you're going to do is you're going to take the finger and you're going to slide between the notes. So if I do this, for example, on the 3rd string, I'm going to set up the finger that I'm sliding into my scale position for. So I'm sliding into the 7th fret in the 3rd string. So our scale is like this, right? Right, there's that note. So instead of going 5 to 7 and picking each note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3rd finger from 5 and slide it up to 7. You can do the same thing on every string. So I would say start with the finger that's going to help you get into position for the scale. So for the 6th string, start with the pinky. Sometimes people play that scale with their 3rd finger, and you can do the same thing. And you would slide it up to 8, from 5 up to 8. The next string, 5 to 7 with my 3rd. Same thing on the next, 5 to 7. Same thing on the next, 5 to 7. On the next, you can use your pinky or your 3rd and slide up to 8. And then the same thing on the 1st. Obviously, you can do the same thing going in the opposite direction. So I'm going to take my 1st finger, I'm going to slide it down from 8 to 5. Same thing on the next. 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 8 to 5. Okay, so here's another backing. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do some slides between some of the notes this time. Okay, so those are just 3 techniques that you can add. So hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides. And what I want you to try and do is just attach them to the minor pentatonic scale that we did in part 1. Just be really creative and free about it. There's no rules about what order to do any of this stuff in. It's just a matter of getting your fingers kind of comfortable doing this stuff so that it sounds musical. You don't want your scales to sound like you're just playing scales. So try and add these techniques in, and I will see you in the next lesson. All right, see ya.